Hi there, how you going? I'm Richard the Meat Maester, and yes, barbecue season is coming and summer is here. Anyway, before we start boning out legs of lamb, breaking down whole rumps, dismantling chickens for our barbecues, we need to talk about the most important thing in our kitchens, and that's our knives. So today we're going to enter the dark arts of knife sharpening. And because this is a serious episode, let's get sharpening. Now first, how do we test that our knife is dull and blunt? Get an A4 piece of paper like this and slice it all the way down. That's a sharp knife. Now, if it's blunt anywhere on the knife, it'll grab on the paper. You can see it's grabbing where it's blunt. So if you looked at a sharp knife under a microscope, you should be able to see straight edges running all the way down the blade. If you're to see a blunt knife under a microscope, it'll be crooked all the way down the blade. As I hold the blade directly in front of me, where the blunt spots are on the knife, the light will reflect back and you'll be able to see where those blunt spots are, which would be the same spots they'll be grabbing on the paper. And also you'll see where it's sharp because they won't be reflecting back. Now the sharpening. Now kitchen sharpening devices like this, not too bad, but the edge isn't going to last long. But what I've got here is a water stone. Usually you're going to have two grits on it, so we sharpen on the coarse side, then on the fine side, we're just finishing off to give it a very, very nice finishing touch. By the way, don't forget to subscribe. So before we start, we must understand our angles, because knife sharpening is all about having the right angle. Now I've always worked on having a 22-degree angle. It's the best way to work out angles. If that is a 90-degree angle, half of that is 45 degrees, and half again is 22.5, so that's around about right. Now I've taken our water stone, I've submerged it for about 2 or 3 minutes, so I've put down a wet cloth, and this is just to hold the stone in place. So I've got a little sponge here with some water, and all that's for is just to keep the stone wet. So what I'm going to do with our bony knife, I'm just going to put my thumb going down the knife like this. Now with my body, I'm going to bend my knees, I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to take my left hand and put it on top of my right hand, vice versa if you're left-handed. And what this does, this is your seatbelt if you like, because when we sharpen, you're not going to be able to go anywhere because your arms are going to be in the way. So you're not going to stab yourself, you're not going to stab anyone else. So again, 90 degrees, 45 degrees, 22 degrees. Put my left hand on top, and what I'm going to do is I'm starting from the bottom of my knife to the tip of my knife, the length of the stone. And I'm going to go once. I'm not pushing down on it hard. 1 to 10, I'm probably a 3. Okay, here we go. And all it is I'm just bending my wrist. It's not my whole arm movement, I'm just bending my wrist like this a little bit. That's 3 times. That's 4 times. So we're going to do the other side now. I'm going to turn it over. Again, 90, 45, 22. Putting my left hand on top. Okay, and we've got a very open stance. And from the bottom of my knife to the tip of my knife, 2, 3, 4. The same amount on each side, each time. 4 on one side, 4 on the other. You can go 3 on each side, 2, 8, 15. It doesn't matter, as long as it's the same on each side so you have an even blade. Also, very importantly, the speed. Now this, okay, is the same as going like that. It doesn't matter how fast you do it, it does the same job. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm looking straight at my edge and it looks good. Now for bigger knives, so we've got our kitchen knife here, much bigger. Same again, 90, 45, 22. Hand on top. Okay. And again, I'm not going anywhere. Unlike this business. I don't like it. One, two. If we go even bigger, it's a big steak knife like this. Same principles. Now big knives like this, you need to guide it more. So again, look for your angle. And I usually put my left hand at the top. And I'm doing this very slowly. So I'm guiding the knife all the way down. Caressing it. Same again. And again, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this. If we go even bigger, with our chopper. Same principle. Lovely. Most kitchens, you may have one of these, you may not. This is what we just call a steel or honing steel as well. This is just for straightening the edge. So as you're using a knife, if you're using it for boning out chicken or cutting vegetables or you're dropping it, it's going to get little dents in it every now and then. So you're just going to give it a little bit of a touch up. Now it's exactly the same principle as your sharpening stone. Okay? Imagine 90 degrees, 45, and 22. And we're just going to run our knife from the top to the bottom, like this, on each side. I see a lot of people in a lot of kitchens still to this day, and butcher shops, going like this. This is mad, okay? Again, you could be doing it for 20, 30 years, nothing will happen. Then one day, your mate walks around the corner, he's going to get in the eye. We're not going fast, just very slow. Okay, it's just practice. Just start off really slow each time. Again, going like this is the same as going like that. It's not going to make it sharper by going faster. Also, look how I'm holding this. Can you see? See where my thumb is? My thumb, the natural way for everyone to hold this will be this way. And the reason you should never hold a steel like this, and you should hold it like that, is because when you're sharpening your knife, if you slip, you carry on through, and you'll get your thumb there, there's a tendon there that you can cut, and it will not repair. I've seen people do it. Again, people hold their steel like this for 20, 30 years, nothing will happen. Then in that 40th year, they'll nick it and they'll lose their thumb, or lose the use of their thumb. So this is how we hold it, like this. There's no risk of you hitting your thumb. Bigger knives as well. Okay, same principle, bottom to top. Just nice and slow. And once you get better at it, and always keep your eyes on what you're doing. Now with bread knives, I get asked this a lot. How do you sharpen bread knives? Now you can sharpen bread knives, but usually just with your honing steel. And the way to do it is usually on bread knives, you only got one side that you can sharpen. Okay, so what you do, so you look for the little grooves on your bread knife, you get your honing steel, and you just run it down. Like that. You move to the next one. It's very time consuming. Then the next one. And the next one. Okay, just to test our knives again. Beautiful. Not bad. Some more knife tips for you. Always, always hand wash your knives in the sink. Don't put them in the dishwasher. Always dry them straight away. Make sure they're really dry so they don't rust. And always put them in a knife block or a magnetic strip on your wall or into a leather pouch. Right, that's our knife sharpening. Thank you very much for coming by. I hope you learned something. If there's anything you want to know, please ask any questions. Remember, like, subscribe. We've got some butchery coming up. We're going to do some butterfly legs of lamb. We're going to be boning out some rump, some chicken. It's going to be bloody amazing. Barbecue season's coming. Yeah.